Hello everybody out there in YouTube land. My name is Mike and I'm going to be taking you guys through Ride with GPS just a little bit. This is the first time I have done anything like this, so you'll have to bear with me as I kind of fumble my way through it. Right now you're looking at the initial page that you're going to land on when you first type in rwgps.com, and this is what you're going to be presented with. So let's click the X to get rid of that little bit. Once you've done the whole login thing and account setup, I'm not going to take you guys through the account setup. I may in a later video. Hopefully it's fairly straightforward. There is a basic account that you can kind of see stuff with and kind of mess around with, but if you want to do anything serious, I think it's roughly $50 a year for a Premier account, which will let you do 90% of what's good. And I think there's one more level above that. I don't know what that does. I don't have it. But $50 a year for this, for Ride with GPS, is actually a pretty good deal, I think. And it's the platform that RUSA, Randomers USA, has kind of chosen. So if you want to do any brevets or permanents or anything like that, that's kind of what you'll need to do in the new configuration for permanents. I won't get into that either. That's a whole another rabbit hole to go down. Anyway, so here is my own page, Photo Mike. I might misplace something. Let me actually do this. I wonder if I can. Yeah, let's do that, shall we? It's a little better. So go to interact. Oh, I can't. Okay, I can do it this way. So if I go to, I think it's Roots is what I'm looking for. Yeah. Okay, so Roots is where I have, the most helpful thing to do here is when you find something useful on Ride with GPS, the best thing to do is to pin it. I'll go into that a little bit later, but that's like the easiest way to kind of keep track of rides and stuff like that. Let me see if maybe I go to do. So you've found something that's interesting to you, and you want to make sure that you keep track of it on the site. So what you can do is you'll scroll all the way down here, and just at the very bottom it'll say add to pinned. Click on that. So it's currently pinned on my profile. So let's go to my profile. So what it turns out to be is that you need to be in classic view to see all the pinned stuff. This is the older version. So right up there in pinned, there we are. So there's Glendora Mountain Road, all that sort of stuff, and a bunch of other things which I've pinned over time. Actually quite a few by the look of it. Okay, so in the what looks to be the classic view, okay, so you've got a LA Beach 100K right there, and view it. Yep, so there's that. So here's kind of the whole route there. So let's look at real quick what kind of the new route sheet is kind of looking like. So for the first control, the start control, they kind of want both a cue sheet point, but they also want what's called a POI, a point of interest. Come on. There it is. So you can see that's kind of the formatting for the start finish that I use. And that, I think, is cleared most of the hurdles with the permanence committee. Don't quote me on it. It's June 12th, 2020 right now, and we're still kind of in the process of doing stuff. So there might be still changes, but as I understand it, name of the store, address, city, all the stuff that you need, phone number, and also the time you have to do the route in. That's kind of important. So this is a 63-mile route, 64, and they expect it to be done in 6 hours and 48 minutes. So to be an official finisher. So yes, we're still recording. Okay, so you got both the point of interest, and you've also got the cue sheet entry for both, the start finish control. I didn't put the max time, and I should probably do that. Okay, so here's what you do there then. There it is. Edit. Okay, so we've just gone into edit mode here. Okay, so dismiss that. I don't want to go there. So you got edit, review, save. Review will take you through it'll take you through the entire route sheet, turn by turn by turn, and that is quite helpful when you're kind of error checking your route, your berm that you're trying to make. Okay, so scan down a little bit. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't automatically pop up. I don't get that. But anyway, so click on cue sheet, the entry. It'll remain fixed. And then you can grab this little pull down thing and release that, the little double corner thing. Okay, so what did I say? I think it was 6 hours, 48 minutes, I think. Let me make sure. And let's go 48 max time, period. Okay. Scan down a little bit, hit save, and it's updated that entry. So see how it kind of vanishes? Yeah, anyway. So come on, hurry. Come on. There we go. Okay, so click on that. And yes, 648. Okay, good. So I've got the right times there. Okay, good. So this is all being done right now in follow roads. So you can edit stuff, but you should really be in add to cue sheet. If you're gonna really seriously mess with the cue sheet at all, you should be in add cue sheet, because otherwise you'll change the route and things can get kind of messy really quickly if you do that. What someone, I forget who it is, another RUSA member, told me that if you go to add remove control point, what you do is these little circles are control points, and if you go to add remove and jot those two, then you can pull the route and it won't change beyond this. That's important because without these kind of limiters, any changes here will be reflected downstream from where you're working, and everything will adjust. So stuff if you've made, especially control points, are very likely to get wiped out if you don't limit. Use control points to limit the working space you want to adjust. The piece of the route you wish to adjust. That's kind of important. Okay? All right. So that's kind of a little bit of a curveball there. Okay. So here's the other part of that. So edit, save. Yeah, we want to save that because we've done that little change. We want to update it. So let's go save that. And we want to view it. So, okay, so there's that. And so there we go. Let's look at that. So you see that edit we've made 6:48 max time. Yep. That's right there. So, yay. Anyway, okay. So that's that. That's if you've already kind of got a bit of a toehold already in rwgps. Let's do something crazy and just go something totally new. Okay, unnamed route. Totally new stuff. Sure. Chandler. Okay. Get rid of that. Okay, so I want to start making a route. So let's start at Taco Bell, why not? So let's start at Taco Bell. And so what you do, once you've clicked that, that's your start. Okay, so when I go on Chandler there, click Chandler, and it's already drawn stuff there. Okay, so Chandler, let's go up Tyrone. So the important part is not to click at an intersection because that will confuse the program. So you want to go off just a little bit, or let's try that. Click. Okay, and see how it kind of did a little weird thing there? I'm not exactly a fan of that route. It's overly complicated. And note what's going on here. Okay. So grab the blue ball and drag the route to where you want it. And see how it cleaned up right there? Okay, so that's that. Okay, so let's use the bike path here. And rwgps is actually pretty good at doing the whole bike path thing. They're not too bad at it. So click on the bike path. Click. And you'll see that it's drawn a nice line straight to there. Okay. So say we want to go with the orange bus line and click. Oh, okay, so here's another weird thing sometimes it does. It may not like where you've gone. So in this point, even though there is sidewalk here, there's a nice lovely sidewalk right there, it wants to put you on the road. That's not my preference, and sometimes you cannot fight the mapping software. It doesn't work. So grab with the finger, grab the black line, and ta-da. It's just what you're going to have to do sometimes. And actually that's something I'll put actually in the cue sheet over here in case of, craziness. I will actually note that. I'll do an edit. So first I'll do the routing. And say we're going to keep going here. Oh, right. Yeah, let's go there. Where's Louise? Louise, so we're going to go there. Good. Double check. Yep, that looks clean. Okay, good. So we're going to go up Louise. And to my favorite, Cross Valley Street Heart. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so grab the blue ball, drag it over, and didn't like that again. Grab this. There. Oh, come on, come on. Sometimes you got to play with it just a little bit. It'll normally do the right thing. The mapping software for GPS, or rwgps, is actually quite good. So, okay, so now you don't have to drag anything. You just go click and keep going, click. And like right here, this is a really neat part of rwgps. That pedestrian crossing bridge right there. A lot of software would go, hey, there's nothing there. I can't get across this canyon wash here. So it would, take you around all the streets and stuff. But rwgps's AI, or whatever it is actually quite good at that. So, okay, go back to map. Okay, and how far should I take this? Guess it doesn't really matter. Corbin, yeah, let's go to Corbin. So Corbin, click, and onto another bike path, click, and run that. Owen's Mouth, yeah. Okay, so it's kind of done a little dancing itself. Some of this is accurate, some of it's not, but it's actually pretty good. Okay, so now south on Owens Mouth. And where do we want to end up? Maybe I'll want to end at McDonald's. Let's try that. Or REI, that's a good one too. So we'll drag this to there. There we go. And okay. And let's go save for that one. Test route from Chandler. Save. Okay, great. View route. Public. That's important for RUSA so that they can see it even if they're not the editor. So there's your finish point, there's your start point, and let's look at the full cue sheet right here. Okay. And so let's go back to edit and review. So this is the review process. And notes is where you're going to put all of your data, okay? All your actual cue sheet data. And I've been advised to leave turn left and those directional words in the note field, because some GPSs will speak the instructions, and some people do use that. For me, it I think makes the cue sheet a little wordy. I am a GPX line follower, not so much a spoken instruction thing. My notes sometimes get a little wordy, so the most important info I put here is stop signs, traffic lights. I'm fairly fussy about what stuff actually looks like on the ground, although Krista may not agree with me. We'll see. She's given me serious notes on stuff, so I've been Krista trained. So right here, so turn left onto Magnolia. That's kind of a little wrong. So I would probably put, if I'm starting from Taco Bell, using sidewalk, and so confirm. If you'll note over here where you've got this, watch what that happens. Green check, updated note field. Okay. So now we're here. Turn right after Taco Bell on the left. Yep. At TL traffic light. Now I have not included before this you can add cue sheet entries, and most old school rando cue sheets have a litany of, they have like an index of what all the hyphenates and abbreviations all mean. I probably should do that, but I haven't here. Anyway, that may become a requirement, I'm not sure. I would ask the RUSA people about that, or the perm committee about that. Okay, so at traffic light, make the right. Okay, that looks good. Confirm. Takes you to the next turn. Next turn is up here. So left. Once again, another traffic light. And at TL. So I normally try to put a space so that it's clearly defined on the route sheet. Okay, so confirm. Once again. Okay, so this is more, not really a right, this is more of a slight right. So I put bear right onto the bike path from Chandler. Is that a stoplight? Yes, it is. So at traffic light, period, and confirm. There we go. More of this. So you just keep doing things. I will occasionally add stuff, and I think you can do it there. So Burbank Boulevard. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't want to go on that. Interesting. Okay, so it routed me in a place I wasn't expecting. So turn to route planner, save what we have, save, view, edit, dismiss. Okay, so let's scroll back. Yeah, I don't want to use Burbank Boulevard. It's just not very nice to ride on. It's ugh. So we're gonna have to move things just a little bit. Go back to map, cleaner. Okay, so for some reason it's taken me off of the bike path. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this control point. Actually, let's take our own advice and add remove. So this is where we want it to be, right? Click. Okay, so that's control point. control point here. Just for, yeah, let's perform an experiment. We'll see what happens. There's nothing downstream of this. I've edited already, so let's go. Yeah, ta-da. So there we go. We've just realigned our path with the bike trail, that bike path that we wanted to be on, but the routing software kind of didn't mess up, but it took the path of least resistance. Okay, so now we save this and everything's safe there. Good. Okay, so as you scan, you can tell that it's updated and it's got the little stuff over there. So save, view. Okay, good. We're back where we were. And go back into edit mode. So now, say you're on a long straight shot, and say you're on a really long straight piece of road, or it could be curvy or whatever, but you're on one road for quite some time, and you want to add a check-in, not a checkpoint, but like a way to tell on the cue sheet to tell the rider that yes, I know you've been on this route for quite a while, but you are still on the right route. What I would do is this, add to cue sheet, get where you want to go, say Kester here, just before it, click there, straight, note, cross, Kester, I think it's street, isn't it? Avenue, okay. So I'm not going to say I'm just using that as a, telling them what to do, which is cross Kester Avenue. I guess I could say continue on orange line path, hit save, there we go. So it should, yeah, there it is, just showed up there. So that's just a nice way of reassuring your rider that yes, you've been on this thing for a while, and you should just stay on it. Because sometimes, you're out in the middle of nowhere at 3 a.m. in the morning, and it's nice to just have those little reassurances of what's going on. So, all right, and okay, so let's add a point of interest then. So click point of interest, zoom out. The center wheel on a mouse is really helpful for doing the little zoom movements. So, okay, so let's go back to Taco Bell. And right around there, not on the route, but nearby, very close. That's one thing, you can zoom quite in quite a bit. So there we go, generic. Scroll down, control, name, Taco Bell, etc., 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 etc. So add all your data to that. Hit save. There you go. So now the POI, point of interest, will not be on the list of the cue sheet. It's on the TCX, I think it's on the TCX files. I haven't gotten quite that far, but it's on the TCX files, should be on the FIT files. I'm not sure if it's on the GPX files. It may be, I don't know. I haven't looked at it like that yet. So anyway, so you need to have both a start. Actually, I should do a add to queue sheet, and right there, like right nearby, because sometimes you can't do it. So right nearby. Oops. Okay, if something flips out like that, like it just did something weird, like doubled the size of everything, that's what I'm talking about on some things. And you just go down to undo, go click, and it returns to normal. So we're on add to queue sheet. Let's try this. Click. Nope, it won't let you do it. So there. Yep. So type control Taco Bell, blah 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 blah. Okay, and save, and there you go. So Taco Bell. I mean, I'd insert. Actually, let me do this. Click. Control 1. There we go. Control 1, etc., etc. So that's before the first turn. So, and I think they actually, I mean, if I want to be really fussy, actually I probably should be fussy about it. Let's do this. Actually, let's go to this. C1. There we go. That makes sense because it's, literally from the control. That's what you want to do. As I understand it, I think the perm committee wants people to have into controls directions, control directions, and then out of control directions on the queue sheet, because sometimes the GPX doesn't exactly line up perfectly with the GPX routing line doesn't exactly line up perfectly with the location of the control. So anyway, okay, so you can see we haven't saved it yet. Hit save, it updates, there we go. Okay. So that's basically kind of the idea. It gets, after that it tends to be more about style and, how much information you want to try and fit into a queue sheet. So let's look at the queue sheet themselves. So now we've done that. Save, update, right? View. And I think this is part of the, we'll go to map, print map and queue PDF. I think this is one of the paid subscription options you don't get in the free version. I haven't tried that yet, but I think that's what goes on. So here we are. Print is the operative word up there. So test route, I don't really change any of these things. They're pretty normal. You can select some things, customize it a little bit, but it's actually pretty helpful. So if you're not changing anything, you just, here's where you can go metric or imperial, whatever. Include map. I don't, but you could. So anyway. Abbreviate queues, yay, that helps. So click submit, and it'll think, and it'll download it. So here is what you end up with. I believe it's one page because you really can't see anything on the scroll bar there. So let's look at that. Let's go to width. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so you get start a route, control 1 from C1 direction, so your exit direction from the control, sidewalk, traffic light, traffic light, traffic light. And I've gone a little, I haven't gotten through the entire process because this isn't an official anything, but this will get you, this is the process to do the whole thing. This is what you end up with, and it fits on a normal, I think it's 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And if there are multiple pages, you can, depending on your printer's setup, do a print on both sides of the piece of paper rig, and that works really nicely. But it's a pretty clean, clear, cue sheet, I want to say. What I will do sometimes, though, is I will put arrows on the printed copy, you know. So this is instruction number 11. So instruction number 12 is not below it. Instruction number 11 is next to it and back up to the top of the piece of paper. That may be configurable on the site, but I have not fussed with it. So anyway, as a quick and dirty solution, I'll just put a drawn line with an arrow. You know, like it's up here. You know, so, and size-wise, this fits pretty well onto a set of handlebars without too much issue. So anyway, I did not put a finish control at the last place here because, you know, it's just, that would be just a replication of the control 1 thing. And I've kind of already showed you in the earlier part of the video how this will work. So I'm going to wrap it up. Okay, so back on the site here, you can also do some other stuff and export here. So that's how you actually get it into your Garmin, Wahoo, whatever you have. There are also other options. So you could do different types of file stuff. And I'm sure I'm kind of going over stuff that most of our experienced rando people already know about. But anyway, so that's what would get you to everything. So that's it. Hope this has been helpful in some regard, and hope to see you guys out on the road or maybe in France in 2023. Okay. It's been Michael talking at you, and have a good one.